I just got all these new photos in the mail for my office. I'm excited about that. But you got to see this. So that's a great running back of ours from a year ago, 2 years ago. We called him Munchie. But you got to see this. That's Josh Bagger. Bagger is the greatest ball faker of all time. You know how you get a picture like this? You got to notice something. Have you noticed yet? He doesn't have a ball in his hands. You notice that? You know how you get a picture like that taken of you? You be the greatest ball faker of all time. Hey, it's round one of the playoffs. We scored big, and you know how you score big in any offense? You better carry out your fakes like that. Welcome to Film Friday. It is round one of the playoffs. Thank goodness. I should have worn my playoff tee. You know, all the states out there where you don't automatically qualify, I think the playoff tee is a big deal. I love it when it's playoff t-shirt time. I've got all my playoff t-shirts from teams I've been on that made the playoffs. Each one of them is just special. I love it. Well, we drew Jacksonville, Illinois, and Jacksonville is from a conference closer to Springfield, Illinois, and that conference is pretty well known for offense, and not just offense, but offenses that spread you out and sling it around, and Jacksonville has a great coach over their grounds, and they've been winning for years. And when we drew Jacksonville, we weren't thrilled. We were 8-1, they were 6-3, coming out of a real tough conference with two defending state champs. You know, if we're in that conference, maybe we go 6-3. It wasn't a real good draw for us, so we were very worried coming in. It also doesn't help that we hadn't won a playoff game since 1983, I think it was, and we knew that because every newspaper, every news station in town reminded us of that every chance they got. It was like every other question I got the whole week. But that pressure, I guess, is there as well. And we go 8-1, and people, I think you still get doubted since you haven't been around for a real long time winning. And our kids have a little bit of a chip. They want to win and show that they belong here in the playoffs. Well, this game is a doozy. We knew coming in we were going to have a hard time stopping these guys because they run their offense so well. Because their quarterback is for real, because they got a receiver who's for real, their running back's tough, they got good size up front. We knew we were going to have a hard time stopping them. We better score. And I remember that week we really reduced, man. Remember I talked about we got rid of shotgun stuff, so getting better at our offense wasn't about finding new wrinkles. It was about getting better at what we did. And one of those things was carry out your fakes. Now, I don't know if we got better this week. I'm about to find out on film if we got better at it or not. But you got to be great at this. I've had one kid that was better than anybody else. Josh Bagger. I got to get all my running backs from now on to be like Josh Bagger and carry out your fakes to some ridiculous amount. Every night I'd come home when Bagger played, and my wife would go, I thought number 4 had the ball all night. And that's just who he was. He'd carry out a fake 40 yards downfield. Unbelievable. Man, it's round one of the playoffs. Let's go play Jacksonville. All right, Jacksonville is here, and I remember they had a number 11, and number 11 lined up deep for them every time, and he scared us to death. We knew he could beat us at any time. So we just kept onside kicking. First one we go onside middle, we get a good little hop right here. We get a good little hop, and my kicker kind of just looks at it instead of just reaching out for it. I teach my guys now, reach out for the ball. Compete for the ball. I don't need you to hit anybody. I need you to go compete for the ball because that's what makes people drop it. Their ball, yes, I do hate giving it to them the ball at the 50 every time, but I hate worse them returning it for a touchdown. No huddle team you'll see, so we made sure that if you're going to right here hard count us, look at this, hard count, they look at the sideline. If you're going to hard count us, we're going to look over at the sideline and get our potential new call. We're not going to just sit there and stay in whatever we're in. We want the chance to change, okay? We knew how much they love to no huddle, hard count you, look at the sideline, and we're thinking coming in, okay, well, we have to be able to show them different looks. We need them to be able to see one thing and show the other. They just trade their halfback to the other side, and they're just starting off, looks like just power to that strong side. I can see my D lineman really slipping right off the get-go. Again, it's wet that day. We're slipping up front, but we don't get mowed, and it's enough for my hound to come down and clean that up. Don't you always love that first play from scrimmage because you're so nervous? You've been thinking about this darn game for a week. And that first play from scrimmage, you kind of almost feel like, I think we probably all put too much stake in that first play from scrimmage. Here you go. You see us kind of moving around and trying to disguise things, put us in doubles. We're showing blitz, but we don't blitz. Okay, look at the problem that creates. We don't do a bad job, but look at my dog here. He starts to expand to disguise it. He wants to expand. You know why else we're expanding hard? We're expanding hard because they had two good receivers. One's number 11. I think this is 11. And one's 10. And they had been hurting people all year with just bubbles and now screens. And we're nervous about it. And we're nervous that if we don't get our dog out there wide enough initially, that they're going to kill us with now screens. So we're really widening them up off the snap. Problem is now, look, they rush inside. We can't hardly get him back in time. They pick up 7 yards. Boom, 22 just barely slips it. And he's a good, strong running back, man. My hound is good, and he's dragging my hound for 3 yards. Maybe more. Little mistake by them. They jump off sides there. We'll take any help we can get when you're playing a juggernaut offense. Hard count again. They reduce the split over here. So what are they trying to do when they're reducing this split? That's what I want to know. Right to little bubble slant, man. Nice. We were worried about bubble coming in. They show bubble. They sneak the slant or a little stick route in right behind it to their best receiver. That is a good play call. And you know we won't be there because, again, look how wide I'm widening with my dogs. And I've got my dogs chasing the bubble right off the snap. Not smart. Here we are. Look how much we're widening. You know, I've got my dogs actually moving away from the ball at the snap. For some reason, I just can't imagine this is the right call, but my D lineman over here, he loops. So instead of going inside, he goes outside of this. And there's just no reason that should happen. If my dog is expanding, he's got to know he's going inside. Something happens here. He jukes in and comes out. And look at the gaping hole that provides right here. Whoosh. Man, and look what else that does. See, here's how these plays kill you is because then, your Mike linebacker is trusting that this is going to fit up how he trusts it to always fit up. And he ends up pursuing wide, and this ball cuts right back inside of him. So it's a double whammy here. Boom, inside the Mike, inside the hound. Why? Because the hound thinks it's going to fit up outside there too. Inside the Mike, inside the hound, 20-yard gain. Now this is where you gotta stiffen up, man. All right, we're able to make the stop here. Why are we making the stop though? Okay, all right, we bring a little heat. For the first time, we show loop with a blitz to the inside of that, and it creates a little confusion enough to stand them up. Here we go, expanding again, running away from the ball. All right, it's enough to provide a little pressure at that now screen. Again, it was a little wet that day, so those things are a little hard to execute. All right, look at that. They go trips. It's a bunch, right? Bunch with the back to that side. That's got to tell you one of a couple things. A team is either trying to outnumber you to run some sort of a quick pitch. Okay, they're going to use all three of these guys as blockers and quick pitch you. Or they're going to run some sort of flood route, right? One of these guys is going to run an out. One of them's going to snag. One of them's going to flare or run a corner. 9 times out of 10, bunch tight, that's what you're going to get. Sure enough, out. No, they really just flood it. They just flood it, and we make a nice play. Not the best of throws, but my monster does a nice job. He kind of gets caught up here. Look at that. My monster's right here. You can't see him. He gets caught up like trying to chase this man. Turns around to recover. Not a great throw, and it runs right into him. My monster picks that off. Wow, that's big, man. That's big. Now it's our ball. We need to, I hate being buried like this, but you always want to kick things off right. It's supposed to be trapped back this way, but my quarterback opens up opposite and everybody's confused. What a junk play. All right, we're going buck sweep here, over into the boundary to a balanced set, and we really just don't get much of a wash here. We get one guard past the block and not a second. This big, hefty linebacker right here does a real nice job of plugging this up. And lo and behold, boy, I didn't even see that. We fumbled that. So what's worse than getting stuffed? Getting stuffed and fumbling. Dang. How did I not see that, man? That ball must have popped out late. And look at that. They march it right in. That ball pops out. All right, one thing at a time. Look at this. Again, we get stuck. This is the fatal faux pas. Number one sin of defense. 2 guys in 1 gap. My DN comes outside of this tackle, and my dog comes outside of this tackle. Well, that leaves nobody inside the tackle. You can't defend anyone with a nose guard and no one else. And they walk this in. Walk it in. Now, look, right there, that ball's out. My hound makes this hit at the 1. Watch that. He makes this hit at the 1-yard line. Boom! Ball's out. Ball's out. That's our ball. That is our ball, and I will not forget, they say that he was in. I was not happy. I was not happy, but how much can you argue? The game just starts. You just can't get yourself on the bad side of the officials that fast. So you really got to bite your tongue because they're not going to change it. It just, oh, that's such a hard way to start a playoff game. All right, let's get a good return, boys. They just chip shot it in, kick it out of bounds at the 30. Make them kick it again. See, kicking off is difficult. That's why onside. Kickoff is difficult. All right, they squib it. Squib it to our backup fullback. Okay, he just puts his shoulder down and goes. Okay, I don't feel that bad. You know, we onside, they start. Oh, I get a lot of heat about this. This is why I talk about it a lot. I was just sitting at a golf outing this week and I had to explain it again. We onside to them so we get a chance to get it back, and they start at the 48. They don't onside to us, so they don't even get a chance to get it back, and we start at the 42. That 6 yards is worth a shot to me. Why isn't it worth a shot to you? Right? Why don't I need more of my parents to understand what we're thinking here. If I had like when you watch football on TV, you got colleges and pros, right? They've got 13 to 23 defenders, not D linemen. You don't put D linemen on the kickoff team. They've got 13 linebackers sitting around, right? They're 13 deep at linebacker DB types. Well, we're not. I got 11 defenders, and that's about it. And 3 to 5 of them are D linemen. You just run out. And then half those defenders are offenders too, which means they're two-way players and they're dead tired and they can't give you full effort. And then you don't have a kicker, and we don't kick from the 30 like the colleges and pros do. So if they kick from the 40, they'd onside more too. There's just a lot of factors going in why you don't see onsides on TV. Well, we don't play on TV, and my kids don't play on TV, and they don't play on TV because I don't have enough of these guys. I don't have enough dudes like the dudes on TV. So we're going to keep onside kicking. I'm fine. Our ball at the 42. Boom, ISO back this way. Unbalanced to the field. You guys know how much we love that. Look at that. Nice little run. Look at that. See, this is why it was so huge to get our fullback back. He's a big, strong kid, and look at the little bit of wiggle there. He just got enough wiggle, and he's a big, strong dude. You can't hit it solid, and if you don't hit him solid, then he runs through you. Boom! Nice. Look at that plant. Look at that stick. Boom! Sticks that foot and knifes it up in there. Look at this. I love this backside help. Nice job, 6'3". Backside help, backside scoop. Get on to somebody. Look at that. I like that. Good work. Unbalanced this way. Belly again. Why not, right? Run belly again. We got one of the best fullbacks in the state, if not the best. Man, give him the rock. Boom. Nice down block. Look at 66 on the down block here. Again, remember, they were angled in. So if they're angled in and coming in, if you got a guy outside of him, that should be an easy down block. And look at 66. Mow him. Look at that lane. And 41 just can't catch the fullback. Unbalanced to the field with a narrow split. Now we go rocket. 8 more yards, maybe 10 more yards. Good work. Unbalanced to the field now this way. Belly again. You know, the game really is pretty simple. And if you move quickly, and we do from the snap, from the break of the huddle to the ball, people are still busy lining up. It's not that easy to pick up. Nice job again on the belly. All right, you haven't had to do anything special. All right, we split our X and our Y this time. All right, just a little double nasty. True double wing look, and just go with that. Remember how much we love that play. This is a tough play. You just invert the wing right here. Reverse out. Wing T calls this belly. Bang. Nice job. Okay, nothing huge, but again, 3 yards, 4 yards, 3 yards, 8 yards. Wedge, why not, man? You know how powerful a wedge can be if you teach it correctly? Look at that, man. 5 yards on just wedge. We should just run it more. And on any year where we are down in talent, we run the heck out of wedge. Rock it to the boundary. Man, we don't get this block picked up, man. Look at that. That should be, I feel like this D lineman, the backer is so close. I had to check my time. Is so close to my wide receiver. He needs to just pick this up. Just crack it. He's that close to you. But we skip him, and we can't make this block here. He doesn't get it. But look how, again, another powerful running back just runs through it. If he has more room to run there, he probably turns it into even more. Rock it to the field, and they just can't catch up. Nice job. Look at that. Reduce the split. They just don't have enough numbers out here, and we get the block made. Bang. Pick up the edge. Look at that. That's my tight end that gets the edge. My wingback barely has anything to do. 7-7. All right, they move their returners up, so we feel like we can get it over their head, and we do. There we go, expanding again. Look how wide we are. There we go. My dogs are running away from the play. Okay, luckily, look at my D lineman. Boom. He doesn't do a great job dipping and ripping right here, but he does get penetration and really just runs right into it. Nice job at the D line, just getting penetration and bullying their way in. 2nd and 8, they go doubles, and this is the first time, so they go 4 verticals. Everybody knows that cover 3, you got to go 4 verticals to be cover 3. But this is the first time we had to stop it in person. We've always had to stop it in theory. Oh, we can get a stop with this and with this. And we got better against 4 verticals in this game and the next. And I guess I'd say it was a great thing for our defense to have to face this offense and learn from this. Because we had to learn how to cover 4 verticals effectively from the cover 3. We think we have a good answer now, but we had to go through this to figure that out. Hopefully sometime I get a chance to get to that. So they hurt us with 4 verts. Tell you what, I got like 70 plays left in this half. I got to pick up the pace. So I'm going to have to fly through some of these and then try to slow down when I see something big to coach up on. Nice little play here. It looks like power. They hit it a little wide. Go for 5. Check with their sideline. We check with ours. Boom. Same play, just back the other way. And you can see again, they're just chewing away at us. 4, 5, 4, 5. On this one, they reduce their formation a little bit. It brings us a little tighter. But still, right now, they're kind of winning that battle up front. Okay, and here's what obviously is hurting us a ton. You can see they're splitting us so wide, and look how many guys they're displacing from the box. Dog's gone. This dog stays in, thank goodness. But they're really just winning with numbers here on the inside. Nice job by my defense, making a little bit of a stand there because we had been getting beat. All right, 4th and inches, they go to their little power set. Oh, nice little play. I've said a lot, we are tough on 4th down. They still get a few too many guys at the point of attack, and they're able to pull this off. But I really love how they show some action away, but my Mike and my Hound do a good job of just following their keys and getting to the play. Look, again, there we go, expanding. I hate this. Look how much we're expanding. We got better at this. Boom, right back to 4 verts, and they hurt us again. Here we go, a little power this way. And it's not even true power. What would you guys call this? Power, no kick out. Doesn't seem to be any sort of power read. Can't exactly tell what they're trying to get done. Back to doubles for them. Little play action fake. And this quarterback does a nice job of scrambling. We get ourselves in trouble because here we go. He scrambles out and my dog ends up collisioning, and then he comes and gets pressure. The problem is I also have my Mike in a situation where he's getting pressure on a quarterback that rolls. So now if you're going to bring your dog and your Mike, who are you going to leave to cover that? And that's what we didn't have an answer for. We did have an answer, but at the time we're teetering back and forth between 2 defensive concepts. And this is why it wasn't until late in the year that we started to figure out that we can't teeter, because then you end up with nobody covering that, and that ends up an easy 1st down. Let me get ahead to that play. Look, rolls out, both guys come up, boom, nice little seam at 10 yards, and that hurts us. Little power play right there, and look at that thing, man, scoots in for the touchdown. But look, same problems. Number 1, my Mike linebacker is not coming downhill as he pursues, he's pursuing with width. And then my safety is supposed to come downhill first and then pursue inside out. Instead, he's pursuing with width as well. What happens is this kid cuts it back, and I don't have any of my inside wall players available to play the wall. They're all playing force. You can't get stuck in any play with, boom, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, basically 5 force players in this situation. When you play with 5 force players, this is what happens. 14-7, we're down. Another little pop-up. My up back just kind of fumbles it, and they're able, luckily we fall on it. Our ball, 32-33. Right out of the gates, we're going big, and boy, do we have them beat, man. Just overthrown. I feel like my receiver gets a little lost in space, but nice little play action. I love that we're stretching vertically. I hope that we don't give up on this. Obviously, we can beat them deep. We need to stick to it, stick with it, and come back to it. Nice little rocket action. Good blocking. Look at that. We get the down block here. This guy gets the down block on the outside backer. I get my tight end and my wing back both skated to the outside, and they're both able to pick someone up. Bang, bang. Nice job. Ooh, nice run. 8. He's a good back. Gets cut off at the end. Looks like did he go? That's the end of the quarter, and it puts us at about the 5. Rocket back this way, and it's good for a touchdown. 14-14, just like that. All right, into the first quarter, really, and it's 14-14. We got ourselves a game. Onside this way, bottom of the screen. Oh, it's there. We got it. We got that back. Wow, that's huge. That is big time. All right, we got that ball back, 28-28. If we could punch this one in, we're stealing a lot of momentum, man. Buck sweep into the boundary here. Just gets a little too cloudy too fast on us. We're not really getting a push right here, right off the bat. We're not really getting a push at all. And it just gets a little much too cloudy and not a lot of running room. It does turn into 5 though, so you can't be too upset with that. I guess everything can't go for a touchdown. Good little play fake down here by number 7. Look at that play fake. Good. He makes a move. Somebody wraps him up. We're going boot up to the top. Boom. Hits the tight end. And he's got room, man. Oh, man. The end of the play is cut off. Nice catch. Look at this. He just checks down right here. Tight end does a nice job of going up to get it. He's a big kid. 6'3", 6'4", maybe. Nice job. I remember he finished that run real well. Gets us down close. Looks like we're on the 5. Nice, and look at that, just wedge. This is just a trap play with wedge blocking. Man, I didn't expect it to get us a touchdown from the 5, but look at that get off, man. Look at our boys get off the ball. Whoosh! Love it. 21-14, boy, that changes the tide of the game completely. We were the ones playing catch up, and now they got to catch up with us. All right, we're kicking into the wind now, and sure enough, we go right back to an onside. They cover that one up. We're going to give it to them on 46. We're going trips here, trying to isolate number 11 down here. He's their stud. We do a good job of really badgering him underneath, having a guy over the top, and that's a hard pass to execute. 2nd 15. Boy, it'd be nice to just stop him right here, right now. All right, trips again to the top of the screen. You notice they're a little tighter. Makes me think they want to almost flood that way. There's the other option. They're either flooding that way or look at that. Bringing this guy and dragging him across. A little shallow concept. Mesh, maybe. I guess you'd call that mesh, yeah. Nice little play. Good enough to get them 6 to 8 yards back. Oh, man, 10. They got 10 of it back. Trips into the boundary now. What are they up to? Same concept to the top of the field. Dang it, man. You know, now that I see it in hindsight, it's just so obvious. But at the time, when it's all happening so fast, it's just not quite as obvious. Again, remember I talked about that number 10 is tough too. Nice little move. Man, and in 2 plays, they get that 15 yards back, no problem. Back to their power play. Nice job standing that up by my Mike linebacker. Look at that. Quick fill. Defeats the block, and he's there with my hound to make the play. 2nd 8. Going back to the 4 verts. But look, we closed that off. We took our corner, and we said, you've got to stop being... you don't need to split them. Let's cheat towards the number 2 receiver. Cheat towards him. You've got to help us on that inside seam. Recover to the outside deep ball if they throw it. Nice job getting in on that play and breaking it up. So here on 3rd and 8, oh, they want to go big. Man, that's just seems like a toss-up. You can see we manned it up. I'm not quite sure why we've manned this up, and I don't have a guy blitzing over there, but I have to go back and talk to my November self back then. I think that's when this game actually might have been on Halloween. All right, 4th and 8, big time play. All right, they don't have what they want right off the snap, and we're bringing pressure. You can see I got both dogs coming. So I'm bringing 5. Bringing 5, he's got to step up. I tell my kids all the time, force him to step up. And look at this, we're just manned up. Look at my big monster right here. He just stays on his man and stays patient. Nice job, knocks it down. Wow, so we go onside, get it back, and then we make a 4th down stop inside our own territory. If we could score one here, this has really broken the game wide open. 21-14 us. Oh, wow. Wow, look at that. And look at that speed. Wow. That's one of those situations where 10 says, man, I thought I had the right angle. Until you face this kid who can fly. I want to know what his 100 time is. He hasn't run it since he was a freshman. Wow, look at that rocket, man. We get a nice block right here. He does a nice job. X picks up the correct guy, which was number 2. He was in a tight split where he thought he would have to crack him, and then he got width, and I like that my X stuck with him. My wingback skates, picks up the right man, and my tight end is free because they're taking their D end, and they're kind of knifing him in. He's free to pick up a safety, and there's no one left. Nice play, Maroons. Boy, that has broken this open. It's 28-14, and we are showing no signs of slowing down offensively. Here we go, a little pop-up there. Oh, and we jump off side somehow. Wow, that was awfully close. Hey, let's go onside. Oh, look at that. That thing was bouncing around, too. We could have got that back. All right, they're ball at the 50. Trips here at the bottom of the screen. Let's make a stop, men. Now, there's a little power read. There's a little power read. Give the horizontal stretch here from this man. Let the quarterback read it. Their quarterback was very, very good. And you can see it's good for 4 yards. All right, we were so scared of the now screen, and here they go back to it. They go to it for the first time of the game. And sure enough, it goes for 10. My monster just doesn't. It's this kid right here. He gets too caught up trying to go for a blocker, and he probably has a lane to go for the actual receiver. He just gets hung up in there on that block. Somehow that play got called back. 2nd and long. Ooh, mishandled snap. Get it, get it. Oh my goodness, we got that back. I do not remember this play, not one bit. Not one bit. Oh my goodness, 28-14. I don't remember being up this big on these guys. We must not score here. Boom, belly to the wide side. You see how wide belly is stretching here? It just feels too wide for me, I know why. Okay, it's hitting wide because they keep knifing their D end in. That's why Rocket's hitting so big, because they keep knifing him in. So the belly's going to hit wide, and it's really a real good play to us right now. All right, little quick game. We haven't shown a lot of that this year, but we do have a real special receiver out here. Man, he just turns that quick little pass into close to 10 yards. Nice job. Unbalanced to the field. Rocket to the field. He just doesn't get the blocking over here. Somehow, I'm short a man, and it's right here. Look at this. We end up with my X and my wing both on this one man. He's got to block down. He's correct. He is incorrect. He needs to skate on, and he would have picked this up. This may have gone big too, but we block it wrong. I think if we make that block, I think this one's a touchdown too, because my tight end picks up that safety once again. All right, trap to the top of the field or trap down this way. Actually, not even trap, just wedge. Look at that. We're just wedging. Take our 3 to 4, get it back. I like that. I like seeing us being physical. Okay, 3rd and 6 or 6 to 8. Did we jump? We did not jump. All right, rocket up into the field. Little bit better job picking up the correct blocks. My wingback is still running lost right now. C7, he just can't find any work. Rocket back this way. Boy, you can see it coming from a mile away, can't you? Nice job. Nice little juke in and out. And boom, man, he punches that in. 35-14. I do not remember being up this big. Wow. Wow, it's that chunk of this game that really turned everything around. An onside kick, got it back, a great defensive stand down inside our own 30, and then they mishandled a snap. And that's good enough to go down big in a playoff game to a good team, because I think we're pretty decent. All right, onside again, and we kick it out of bounds. They'll probably take it right there. I guess I would. That's a ball for White. They're down 35-14. They got to make something happen right now. See, here's where this quarterback is just real good and hurt us. Look at that. You know, you think he's about to go down any second, and he just keeps making plays. We just get a little too drop happy. Nobody's watching the quarterback. And he makes us look bad. Now screen to the top of the screen. They really got to get the ball into that number 11's hands more often. And that's exactly why. Look at that. That's why. They know. They're smart. Like I said, their coach is good. They got to get it into 11's hands, and he hurts us right here on this now screen. This is what we were worried about coming in, why we're playing with so much width. And he comes in and makes us look silly. Boy, they got that back in a hurry. 35-21. Really discouraging. I'm discouraged because I know we're capable of good defense, but we screwed ourselves up because we're trying to do too much and we're trying to be too cute in this game. We come in, we make all these adjustments because we think, well, these guys are too good to run what we run against. And you just can't do that. Nice little cross return executed, and boy, we just missed that one last block. They kicked that thing down to the 1. This one block, we got a double team on that one block, and he still gets off and makes it. Boom. ISO to the top of the field there. I like the push that we're getting. There's a lot of gray jerseys hammering their way in there. Zoom motion to the field. Come back with tackle trap. I like that play call. Doesn't pop for huge yards, but enough to keep things moving. 3rd and short. We can get this, surely. Back to our ISO play. And boy, look at that pop. Oh, man, he falls down. He may take that to the house. Wow, how does this pop? All right, so they get stuck. They're giving us the perfect look. They're going inside our guard, so he blocks him down. They're going outside our tackle. He blocks him out, and we're just lead blocking in here. And their linebacker that should be filling there actually ends up blitzing or getting too nosy and tight. And there's no one left. So we get our lead blocker here, gets to pick up the outside backer. And there's no one left to make the play. We're getting backside linemen up to the safeties. Wow, one block there, one block from touchdown. All right, going to the air, I like that call. We just have so much offensive momentum. I feel like their heads are really spinning. Nice job. All right, we send our Z vertical. We're going to go here. We're going to send our wing back vertical. We're going to let our tight end come up and check down at 10. And everybody knows that's our fastest guy who has hurt everybody for big plays this year. So they're worried about him. I think he still ends up open. But my tight end does a nice job with a nice little move, man. And my tight end's got good speed. All the way down inside the 10. All right, rocket to the top of the field. Do we get it in? Oh, not quite. I would guess we'll just wedge this in from here. Yeah, QB wedge. That's got to be a touchdown. 35, let's do the math. 35, 42, 21. My goodness, how long are these drives? I have no clue how much time is left. I wish I could tell you. Onside kick, and we kept onsiding again, especially going this way. The wind is in our face, so I don't want to kick deep. And number 11 is back there. We're not kicking it to him. He's too good. Good physical play. We don't get it back, but all right, give it to him on 50. Empty. They're watching that quarterback cut us up, man. Just spread us out wide. We hadn't really prepared much for empty this upcoming week. Hadn't seen it much. They hadn't shown it much. Nice little, they just kind of sneak this in like a little curl. He doesn't sit it down, but nice little bubble in there on the cover 3. Again, like I said, the quarterback was good. Good little receivers, a good quarterback, a tough running back. They're hard to stop. Scored 40 points all year on just about everybody. Okay, I wish I could tell you more of what's going on, but it does look like they end up going 4 verticals, and we happen to be manned up when they do. We must have got called for a flag, man. Pass interference. I was just looking at that play and thinking that was a really good defense by that outside linebacker, and he gets called for a flag. Little quick hitch. Thank goodness for the wet grass. Still, they're just sticking with empty. Man, this quarterback's just hurting us. Man, on the 5 and they're an empty. 5-yard line, empty. Pull a guard and just go. Look at my dog. This is silliness. My dog linebacker is on the 5. We're on the 5, and on the snap of the ball, you're opening up and running away. 42-28. We can't stop them. We can't stop them. 42-28, they go for an onside kick, and they hit it twice. All I know is that's not allowed. Our ball and in good field position. If I remember correctly, I think there's like a minute on the clock. We have very short time here to try to punch another one in. Now, we're certainly capable of scoring fast. Go rocket. Nice job by my back getting out of bounds. Little crisscross. Love that call. We hadn't seen it yet this game. Look at that, man. That hits big. They reduce. See, because there's short time, they go to a 3-man front. And that's just, I mean, they're in a 3-3 cover 2 look. They're just caught out of position. Boy, if my ex-receiver makes that block. All right back to our trap. We see that they've gone to an odd front. We go to our invert. We take our guards and block out. And our tackles invert and lead. We felt like we could maybe pop one here for a touchdown. Not a bad play. Goes for 5, but inside a minute, you got to be careful. All right, we're going to go boot to the field. Come on, make something happen, 18. Make something happen. Nothing. All right, clock is moving fast on us. All right, there you go, over the middle. This is a good little play, too. A little show rocket action this way. The wingback clears out. The X-receiver or the Y, whoever you got over here, just takes a jab step out and then clears back underneath that wing replaces where the linebackers used to be. Okay, good little play. Would have loved to see this pop for a touchdown, but it gets us to the 5. We probably got time for 2 or 3 more plays. That's it. All right, rocket. I like that call, but there's nothing there. Now I see why. Look at this. Okay, they finally caught on. We're unbalanced, and they get more guys over here. They bring a safety over. They bring us 2 safeties over. Here's safety number 1. Here's safety number 2, and they got a corner out here. So they finally outnumber us to that rocket. So that's just not going to be there. Oh, we have no time is what we have. We got to spike it, and we're going to try to kick a field goal to end this half. We do have a good kicker, man. Thank goodness. He's done a real nice job, and he's back this year. Come on, make this. That's good. That is good. All right, boys. That's going to do it, and that makes it, if my math is correct, 45-28 at the end of the first half. Can you believe it? We've got to figure something out at halftime. How to stop making so many dumb mistakes for us defensively and running ourselves around and just simplify so that our kids have a chance to play fast. We got to force these guys to execute to beat us. We know they're going to have a hard time stopping us. All right, guys, join me next week. See what happens in half number 2 of playoff game number 1. Like, subscribe. See you next week on Film Friday. Can't wait. Be sure to check out ChiefPigskin.com. I've just released my 4-video series on the simplest 3-5-3. You can also find more high-quality content from championship-level coaches, or feel free to look us up if you have a desire to sell your own content on ChiefPigskin.com.